The night she laughed and said, "Relax, he's just a better man than you," something in me went quiet instead of breaking. We were in our kitchen at 10:47 p.m., the microwave clock blinking, her phone face down on the counter. She smiled like it was a joke, like my reaction was the punchline. I remember thinking how calm I felt, which scared me more than anger. I nodded, poured water, and said nothing. Silence stretched. She expected a fight. What she didn't expect was that I'd already connected the dots and that I'd finally decided to speak carefully. We'd been together 6 years, married for 3. Our life looked ordinary, shared grocery lists, Sunday laundry, rent split down the middle. She worked in marketing, I managed IT for a hospital. We weren't rich, but we were steady. Or so I thought. She teased a lot, especially when stressed, and I learned to let jokes slide. "You're too sensitive," she'd say, smiling. I believed her. I believed that trust meant swallowing discomfort. When she started mentioning a coworker named Ryan more often, I told myself it was harmless networking, not a warning sign. Ryan became a recurring character, his presentations, his gym routine, his confidence. "He's impressive," she'd say. I'd nod, pretending not to notice how her voice lifted. Our routines shifted subtly. She stayed late twice a week, then 3 times. Dinners cooled in the oven. Texts went unanswered until midnight. When I asked, she said, "Deadlines don't care about your schedule." I apologized for asking. We stopped sharing small things. The stakes were quiet but heavy. I wanted the marriage we promised, not the one quietly slipping away. Money was tight that month, so we tracked expenses. That's when I noticed $68 charges at a coffee shop near her office, too frequent, too specific. "Team meetings," she said. I believed her again. I hated myself for noticing patterns. On Fridays, she dressed nicer, wore a cologne I'd never bought. When I joked, "Who are you trying to impress?" she replied, "Maybe myself." I laughed along, but the laugh didn't reach my chest. I started keeping notes, not to trap her, I told myself, but to understand what I was feeling. The first real crack came with a text meant for someone else. Her phone buzzed while she showered. I didn't open it, just saw the preview, he noticed. "Play it cool." My stomach dropped. When she came out, towel damp hair, I asked, "Who noticed what?" She didn't blink. "Work stuff," she said. Too fast. That night, I couldn't sleep. At 2:13 a.m., I wrote myself a message listing dates, times, excuses. I wasn't spying, I was preparing to stop doubting my own memory. A week later, she joked again during dinner. I mentioned feeling distant. She smirked and said, "Don't be dramatic." Then, softly, "Relax, he's just a better man than you." The words landed like a test. I watched her eyes, the slight tilt of her head. She wanted a reaction. I swallowed and replied, "Better at what?" She shrugged. "Confidence. Ambition." I paid the bill, $42 plus tip, and drove home in silence. That night, I decided not to confront her yet. I wanted the truth, not another denial. Clues stacked up quickly once I stopped explaining them away. Calendar invites labeled review that lasted 4 hours. A gym bag that smelled like a men's locker room, not sweat. A receipt for a hotel parking garage dated a Tuesday. When I asked, she said, "Client off-site." I replied, "Which client?" She sighed. "Why are you interrogating me?" I answered calmly, "Because I'm confused." She rolled her eyes. The gaslighting was subtle, practiced. I kept my tone even, my questions short, my notes private. The final confirmation came from her smartwatch syncing to the tablet we shared. A message preview flashed, "Tonight again?" Same place. I didn't read more. I didn't need to. I felt strangely relieved. At 6:30 p.m., I cooked pasta, folded laundry, and waited. She came home late, smiling. "Long day," she said. I replied, "Sit with me." She hesitated. "Now." I nodded. My voice surprised me, steady, almost kind. I just want to talk, I said. She sat, confident, like she still held all the cards. I began with facts, not feelings.